Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Cooper's Ghost. I own and operate CRH Customs, Oak Brook, Illinois, custom gunsmithing services. Today we have the same Marlin Model 81 that came in for feeding issues a little while ago. And it's actually having some extraction issues. Maybe 1 in 10 rounds reportedly will stay in the chamber and not extract. So we're going to go over that in a minute. This gun was also missing its bullseye in the stock, and I just replaced that. It's just about finished, and I'm going to show you a little trick I have for protecting the stock finish when you're getting this final flush fit, installing a new one of these little, if you don't know, Marlin has sold their gun stocks with these inlays installed with them. So if you're at a gun show or a gun store looking at a bunch of rifles on a rack, you could look at the bottom of the butt and see this bullseye and say, oh, that's a Marlin. I recognize that. It's just a marketing advertising kind of campaign they came up with. They do fall out from time to time. I bought a small handful of them. New ones look like this. There's some kind of urethane makeup. I'm basing that off of how it behaved when I was grinding it down with a Dremel. So let's say you have epoxied that guy in place, you've ground it down just above flush, and you're ready to put the final touches on this. I'll show you exactly how I did this, and I am pretty proud of this. It's just a little proud still, so I'll show you the finishing touch here. I've got just a strip of blue masking tape. We're going to put that right over it. And that tape is thin enough that you can kind of see through it and see where that bullseye is. And you can just kind of file that tape off. Without damaging the stock. To get a nice clean flush fit on there. And then when you get really close, as we are here, take a little bit of sandpaper. This is just some 400, I think. Get a little bit of cutting oil on there. That's what I like to use. And just work that polish motion and get that thing cleaned up as best you can. If you start going through the tape, you know you're favoring off of the inlay. So that's how I do it, and I'm pretty proud of it. That's the first time I've ever done one of these, so I don't think you can ever tell that that was not the original bullseye. Take a look at what that fit is like. really clean. I'm pretty proud of that. Anyway, that's installing a new Marlin Bullseye. Let's get the action up in the vise here, and I'm going to talk to you guys about Flex-Hones for a minute. Take these out. Okay, so 22 long rifle with a sticky chamber. What I've got here is a Flex-Hone silicon carbide abrasive. Basically it looks like a cleaning brush, and these come in all kinds of sizes and calibers. These are made by a company called Brush Research Manufacturing. I like to write the caliber on the box. The only other way you can tell is the tiny little printing under the UPC there. They do come with a little bit of instruction sheet. Let's go over that real quick. Flex-Hone must be securely held in a collet, chuck, or similar holding device. Flex-Hone should be chucked as close to the honing elements as possible to avoid stem deflection. You can see we've got the whole length of our action that we can't, get into. So I had to machine this little extension here. Just holds it in place with this set screw. Holds it into the drilled collet. It just gives me a couple extra inches that I needed so that the drill isn't literally up to the back of the action. Anyway, operator must secure the unit being honed and position all guards before starting the tool. Use safety glasses. Don't be stupid. Always make sure the weapon is unloaded. Don't be stupid. Secure the work in place in a padded vise. The Flex-Hone tool should be held securely in a collet chuck. Flex-Hone tool should be well coated with lubricant prior to entry into the part. Begin by supporting the tool and positioning it near the bore entry. Rotate the tool slowly. Do not run at full RPM until it is partially engaged in the part. Flex-Hone for firearm tools typically run at 800 to 1000 RPM. Tool should be stroked in a smooth, continuous fashion at a rate of 80 to 100 inch per minute. So we're going to be going like this. And we're going to be spinning it not too fast, but it's going to be moving. Reduce RPM and support tool upon exit. Do not over-hone. Wash the part. Warm soapy water. We know how to clean the barrel. Okay, so it talks about lubricating the Flex-Hone. The Flex-Hone sells a proprietary cutting oil that they recommend for this. I just went ahead and bought the smallest option they had. Could you use like kerosene and cutting oil, some kind of combination of that? Could you just turn a wooden dowel down and put some sandpaper or abrasive compound on there and do it that way? Yeah, sure, you probably could. But these are purpose made for firearm, or to polish firearm chambers, so that's what we're going to use. I've already cleaned the barrel. Let's go ahead and get to work on this thing. I'm going to chuck it up in the drill, lubricate the end of it with our oil. Now when you're going into these, I've used these once before with, I've got some 12 gauge sizes for shotgun barrel honing. Usually we do that for polishing tool marks when you lengthen a forcing cone on a shotgun. I've done that once many years ago. This is the first time I've used a 22 caliber one. When you're using these, you do not want to push past the throat and into the bore of the gun. And when you're doing that initial push, you're going to feel that resistance that you're pushing into the bore, and you're starting to move past the throat. So that's your limit. You're going to go in and out and continue to rotate the tool, keep it lubricated, and then we'll test fire. Obviously, we're not going to put the whole length of that abrasive in there. We only want to get the chamber polished, so that's we're only pushing that abrasive about halfway in, and I'll be able to feel that when it starts to get too deep. Let's go. Get this shit out of the way. It's kind of starting to drip off of there. I don't want to waste it, so that's all we're going to put on there for now. And let's see how this thing feels. Oops. Not much. I'm thinking that might be all that it takes. Like I said, I've never done this with on a rifle barrel before. And I'm just going to clean off some of that abrasive with some kerosene. I'll just run it on this brush instead of bringing it over to the dunk tank over here. Okay, that's really it. I'm going to clean that barrel out, and then we'll test fire this. I'll save you the cleaning footage, and then we'll get set up at the test fire booth. Okay, here is the reassembled rifle. This is the ammunition I'm going to use. We're going to fire all 50 rounds. I'll load 5 at a time. If I get a single failure to extract, I'm going to go back in there and we'll do another 20 seconds with the Flex-Hone or so. And that was a 400 level finish that we were using. Let's get some ears on, close the garage door here, and get going. Okay, 5 rounds. Let's go. That was 5. No problem. Okay, let's do 5 more. Now the client said 1 in 10 would fail to extract. So that was 10. Here's 15. We're looking good. Let's see what 20 looks like. Okay, halfway through. Let's see. 25. Okay, 5 more. Last 5. Alright, very happy with that. I hope you were able to see that ejection pattern, or at least see them all eject and extract. That's it. Flawless feeding and function. I'm going to take it over to the bench. Clean the barrel, do a little DCOA on that, and get it back to the client. That's about it, everyone. If you want to see me stick around and clean this thing, that's what I'm going to do next. Other than that, thanks for the likes and subs, you guys. That's it. That's all I got for you. Installing a new Marlin Bullseye and a little demonstration of Flex-Hone chamber polishing. Just for this bore cleaning, using Butch's Bore Shine. This has a lot of ammonia in it. Use this ventilated if you're going to use it. Just 50 rounds, dirties it up pretty good. Okay, pretty happy with that. I'll run with the patch with some light oil down there. Just a little bit of this stuff. Just a little patch with some oil on it. Run it through the bore, run a dry one after that, and we'll get this thing back assembled. Okay, so from that to that is a pretty good improvement, I think. If you think you're gonna get a 100% clean patch out of these guns, you're insane. I don't know how you could possibly charge people to get a completely clean bore and barrel, but that's sufficient for me after 50 rounds. Get that magazine assembly on there. Into the stock it goes. Here's our action screw up here. scope to put on here. Oh, these are metric screws. That is it, everyone. Flex-Hone demonstration and Marvel Bullseye installation. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for the likes and the subs.